I just kind of went inside and I didn't realize how bad it was. I feel like anytime anything happens, it's adrenaline or something. You don't really know.
Yeah.
Carrie Underwood, America's country music sweetheart, a woman who went from a small-town Oklahoma girl to one of the biggest names in the music industry. For nearly 2 decades, she's been a symbol of grace, strength, and unstoppable talent. But in the past few days, shocking news about the country superstar has been breaking headlines everywhere, and fans are struggling to believe what they're hearing. Known for her powerhouse vocals and down-to-earth personality, Carrie has always maintained a spotless image in the entertainment world. She's the kind of artist who rarely makes negative news. No scandals, no feuds, just pure hard work and talent. But this time, what's unfolding behind the scenes isn't another record-breaking tour or chart-topping hit. It's something far more personal, emotional, and deeply human. Reports have surfaced, suggesting that Carrie has been going through one of the most challenging moments of her life, both personally and professionally. While she's managed to keep most of it away from the public eye, those close to her say that what she's facing right now could change everything about her future in music. Fans across social media are sending prayers, love, and support, hoping that the rumors aren't true, but insiders say there's more to the story than what's being reported. What really happened to Carrie Underwood? What was she forced to face that brought her career and her spirit to the edge? Stay tuned, because what we're about to reveal will make you see Carrie Underwood in a completely new light. Carrie Underwood's story has always sounded like a modern-day fairy tale. Born in the small town of Chakota, Oklahoma, she grew up surrounded by fields, church hymns, and family values that shaped her into the humble woman the world would later adore. As a young girl, Carrie dreamed of becoming a singer, but never imagined her voice would one day echo across stadiums filled with thousands of fans. Her life changed forever in 2005 when she stepped onto the stage of American Idol. At first glance, she was shy, soft-spoken, and unassuming, just a small-town girl with a big dream. But when she opened her mouth to sing, something magical happened. Her powerful, crystal-clear voice silenced the room. Week after week, she stunned the judges and captured America's heart, not just with her vocals, but with her sincerity and grace. When Carrie won American Idol that year, it wasn't just a victory, it was the birth of a superstar. Her debut single, Inside Your Heaven, shot straight to #1, making her one of the few Idol winners to immediately dominate both pop and country charts. But Carrie wasn't chasing fame. She was building something much deeper: credibility. Her first album, Some Hearts, became one of the best-selling country albums of the 2000s. Songs like Jesus, Take the Wheel, and Before He Cheats showed two sides of Carrie: the spiritual woman with faith and the fearless woman with fire. That balance made her relatable to millions. She wasn't just a singer. She was a storyteller, singing about heartbreak, redemption, and resilience. As the years went by, Carrie became the face of modern country music. Her voice filled arenas, her albums went platinum, and awards flooded in: Grammys, Country Music Awards, and countless honors that cemented her as one of the genre's all-time greats. Yet through it all, she remained grounded. She married NHL player Mike Fisher in 2010, and together they built a family away from the chaos of Hollywood. Fans loved her even more for that, a superstar who still lived with small-town values. But behind the radiant smile and the glamorous performances, life wasn't always perfect. Carrie faced challenges most people never saw. There were long tours away from home, pressure from the media, and the constant weight of living up to her image as America's country queen. In public, she was polished, kind, and composed. But in private, she was human, juggling motherhood, fame, and the need for peace in an industry that never slows down. Over the years, she quietly endured struggles that would later come to light: heartbreaks, physical pain, and emotional battles that tested her faith and strength. Even so, Carrie carried on with unwavering determination. Every album she released felt like a reflection of her soul, from Blown Away's stormy emotion to Cry Pretty's raw vulnerability. She didn't just sing her truth, she lived it. But recently, something has changed. Insiders say that behind the scenes, Carrie's world has been shaken once again. This time, by a series of deeply personal events that have left her questioning her next steps. Fans have noticed her absence from public appearances and her unusual silence on social media. And while official sources remain quiet, those close to her suggest that the superstar who once seemed unbreakable may be going through one of the most difficult chapters of her life. The question everyone is asking now is, what happened? What's the heartbreaking truth behind Carrie Underwood's sudden retreat from the spotlight? The answer lies not in her fame, but in her humanity, and in the storm she's quietly weathering behind the curtain. From the outside, Carrie Underwood's life looked flawless. Platinum records, a loving husband, 2 beautiful children, and a reputation that few in the entertainment world could match. But behind that polished image, Carrie was fighting a battle few knew about. The pressure of perfection, the scrutiny of fame, and the toll of personal heartbreak began to chip away at her calm exterior. Carrie had always been known for her resilience. She rarely showed weakness, and she never courted controversy. But no one, not even the strongest, can carry the weight of public expectations forever. While fans saw a radiant superstar, what they didn't see were the sleepless nights, the self-doubt, and the silent tears that came with maintaining that image. One of the hardest periods in her life came when she and her husband, Mike Fisher, struggled to start a family. Carrie, who had always dreamed of being a mother, went through multiple miscarriages, painful experiences she kept private for years. In a later interview, she bravely revealed that she had suffered 3 miscarriages in less than 2 years. "I felt like I was failing," she admitted. "I would pray and ask God why." It was a raw, honest confession from someone who had built her career on strength and grace. The heartbreak nearly broke her spirit, but she clung to her faith, believing there was a purpose behind the pain. When her second son, Jacob, was born in 2019, she called it a miracle, a reminder that hope can survive even the darkest storms. But emotional pain wasn't the only struggle Carrie faced. In 2017, a freak accident outside her Nashville home left her with serious facial injuries and a broken wrist. The fall required dozens of stitches, and though she eventually recovered, the incident changed her in ways she hadn't expected. For months, she avoided the public eye, terrified that her appearance, something she had never been vain about, might draw cruel attention. When she finally returned to the stage, fans immediately noticed a change in her. She was still radiant, still powerful, but there was a deeper sadness in her eyes, a sense that she had seen too much pain and was learning to live with it. The accident became a metaphor for everything she had endured. She had fallen, she had broken, but she had rebuilt herself stronger. Even after her physical recovery, the emotional toll lingered. The demands of constant touring and being away from her family weighed heavily on her heart. Carrie loved performing, but she also longed for normalcy, quiet days with her children, time to breathe, time to simply exist without cameras following her every move. In recent years, those close to her say she's been reconsidering her relationship with fame. While her music continues to inspire millions, she's been seeking more balance, stepping back from the spotlight to focus on what truly matters. "It's not about being on top," she once said. "It's about being at peace." But according to insiders, something more recent has shaken her world again. A mix of personal reflection and private challenges that have left her emotionally drained. Fans have noticed her quieter tone in interviews and her minimal presence on social media. It's as if she's pulling back, protecting herself from the noise that once defined her life. For many, Carrie's story is one of triumph, but it's also one of quiet suffering. She's a woman who has lived under constant public pressure while carrying invisible scars. As new reports emerge about her emotional struggles, fans are left wondering, is Carrie Underwood preparing to step away from the spotlight, perhaps for good? What comes next may surprise everyone, because for Carrie, this chapter isn't about fame or fortune. It's about healing, faith, and the courage to start over again, even when the world is still watching. After years of personal pain and professional pressure, something began to shift inside Carrie Underwood. She realized that the endless chase for perfection, the tours, the awards, the spotlight, had slowly drained her spirit. Fame had given her everything she once dreamed of, yet it also stole something she couldn't replace: peace. That realization came quietly, not with a dramatic breakdown or a public statement, but in the stillness of her own home. During a rare break from touring, Carrie found herself surrounded by her husband, Mike Fisher, and their two sons, Isaiah and Jacob. It was there, amid the laughter of her children and the quiet strength of her family, that she rediscovered what truly mattered. Mike, a former NHL player known for his calm and grounded nature, had always been her anchor. He understood the toll fame could take, and he encouraged Carrie to slow down. "You don't have to prove anything." And yet, even as she moves toward a more private life, her influence remains undeniable. Her story of resilience, faith, heartbreak, and healing continues to inspire millions. The woman who once stood on stage, dazzling in sequins and lights, is now embracing simplicity. She's living proof that even the brightest stars need darkness to rediscover their glow. But just when fans thought she was stepping away for good, something unexpected happened. A mysterious message, a subtle hint, and a decision that could change everything. Just when the world began to accept that Carrie Underwood might be stepping away from the spotlight for good, a quiet storm started to build. Fans noticed subtle clues, cryptic messages in her social media captions, vague interviews, and a sudden shift in tone from her team. Something was happening behind the scenes, and when the truth finally came out, it shocked everyone. It all began with a post on Carrie's Instagram. A simple black-and-white photo of a microphone resting on a wooden stool with the caption, "Sometimes the hardest goodbyes lead to the most beautiful beginnings." Within minutes, the internet erupted. Speculation ran wild. Was Carrie retiring? Releasing a farewell album? Or was she about to reveal something even deeper? Then, in a surprise move, Carrie made an emotional appearance on a televised country music special. Her first major public moment in months. As she took the stage, there was a noticeable silence in the audience. Her once sparkling presence was softer now, more grounded, almost fragile. When she began to speak, her voice trembled. "These past few years have been some of the most challenging of my life. I've lost things. I've questioned things. And I've learned that sometimes God breaks us down just to build us back stronger." She paused, her eyes glistening. "I wanted to take a break from everything, from the noise, from the expectations. But in that silence, I found something I didn't even know I was missing. Myself." Then came the moment no one saw coming. Carrie revealed that she had been quietly working on an entirely new kind of project. Not a typical country album, but a deeply personal collection of songs inspired by pain, faith, and the lessons she learned through her struggles. "It's not about fame anymore," she said softly. "It's about truth." The project, tentatively titled Unbroken, is said to be Carrie's rawest and most emotional work yet. An album that strips away the glamour and reveals the real woman behind the voice. Each song reportedly tells a piece of her story: love, loss, faith, fear, and the long road back to peace. But her revelation didn't stop there. In a rare and deeply personal confession, Carrie acknowledged that she came close to walking away from music entirely after suffering from depression and self-doubt in the years following her 2017 accident and her struggles with miscarriage. "I didn't think I'd sing again," she admitted. "I didn't think I wanted to. But music has always been my way of healing. And if it can help someone else heal too, then that's what I'm here for." The crowd rose to its feet in thunderous applause. Some were crying. Others stood in awe at her honesty. This wasn't just a comeback moment. It was a transformation. In the weeks that followed, major outlets like People and Rolling Stone Country covered her story, calling it one of the most authentic moments in modern country music. Fans from around the world flooded her with messages of love and support. Hashtags like "Waka We Love You Carrie" and "Waka Unbroken Journey" began trending within hours. And yet, Carrie's future remains intentionally uncertain. She's hinted that Unbroken might be her final major project, a graceful bow to an extraordinary career. But those close to her say it's less of an ending and more of a transition. She's not quitting, one insider explained. She's evolving. Carrie's finally doing things on her own terms. For millions of fans who grew up with her voice, the revelation was bittersweet. It marked both an ending and a new beginning, a reminder that even icons are human, that even stars need space to heal. Today, Carrie Underwood stands not as a symbol of perfection, but as a woman who faced her deepest fears and came out stronger. Her story, from small-town dreamer to global superstar, from heartbreak to hope, has become a testament to resilience. And as she once said on stage, with quiet strength in her voice, you can lose everything you thought defined you, and still find something even more beautiful on the other side. Carrie's journey isn't over. It's just beginning. One song, one breath, one truth at a time.